Mitzi Simon and Brianna's here, and it's just the two of us for today. We're going to go ahead and start our group meeting for number two. And I'm going to let Brianna do most of the talking because she's way more prepared than I am.
I wouldn't go that far. um,
Well, I did do the first few parts. I'm still trying to understand the others. And I guess this is good because we can talk about it. So, part one, the matching. Um, that one
Hi.
was pretty easy. Oh, hi.
Sorry for the delay.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Mitzi, Rina.
Hi, Mariella. How
Yeah.
are you?
Fine, fine. Just I
Good.
was reading something about the class. I haven't time yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But I read.
You
I read.
did. Okay,
I
that's
did it.
good. Then
Yeah.
you're ahead of me too. I was just telling Brianna that I'm still trying to figure some things out here. I'm probably overthinking it. So I'm glad we're having this meeting because I have some questions as well.
Yeah.
So,
Me too. Me too.
okay.
I was trying to solve the second part from the assignment.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't because I was looking at. I don't know if you have the same problem as me, but when they in the part two they say you have to click here for a mystery investment opportunities
Mm-hmm.
for a web page, no, where you have a lot of Excels,
Yeah,
and I don't know what to do there.
sure.
yeah, and then from there you have to like click on the different companies, and then all this different data pops up. It's a mess of data, but you just click, click, click.
Yeah. So I just downloaded the top, the extract,
Uh-huh.
the zip file. And once I downloaded that to
Yeah,
my computer,
I don't
then
love the zip file too.
you don't see the zip file?
Yeah, I download the zip file and I have everything, no,
Okay.
but I don't know what to choose
Okay.
because there are many different cases, no, in the Excels.
Yeah, I think for that one, you just scroll down to the mystery. Let me see what it's called again. Um, the mystery investment opportunities.
Okay.
And then you click on that.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we were just gonna start going through our homework assignment and then see if we can do the I believe
yeah,
there's a quiz afterwards and everything.
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
okay. So sorry. All right. So the first one, the definitions. Mariella, do you want to go over that one?
Yeah, about the shape of the distribution,
Uh-huh.
is letter C, no?
Mhm.
Because the shape of distribution is how the all the information
Mhm.
you well the body of all the information you have when you make a histogram, no? It could be symmetric, like a bell shaped, flip, skew. How do you pronounce that? Skew, skew the
Skewed.
right,
Yes. Yes.
skew, skew right, and skew left, no?
Mhm.
Unimodal, and could be unimodal and bimodal.
Mhm. And bimodal. Yep. Yep. And then center of distribution I have is A, the average, mean, median, and mode, which leaves Brianna the last one being spread distribution as as B. Okay. Um, I tried to describe the standard deviation, but I didn't do a very good job, so I really couldn't answer number three. But Brianna, can you describe what that is? Number
Well,
two.
in the reading, we like read that it's the number that describes how spread out the data is,
Mhm.
and there's a calculate. I didn't write down the calculation because I know you can do it on
Mhm.
different. But I know you take the mean. I don't know if I can explain this. So
Mhm.
you take the mean of the numbers and then subtract that from your data, and then take the square root. I think that's how you get the standard deviation. That you guys, I don't know. If, you know.
I think about spread distribution, no? I think that when you have all the information, you need to know how much is the variation between the data you collect, no? So we start analyzing the data we we collect, but we need to know how much they are closed, or how much the deviation we have there between the data. No? I don't know how it's in English, but it's discriminate.
Describe.
Discriminate.
Oh, to discriminate against.
Discriminate that. So you have that for that you have a standard deviation and a variance, no?
Yeah. So yeah, I could see that. I guess in that example where we had to take the mean and subtract it by the data, as Brianna was saying, then it gave us the standard deviation, and that was off of the example where we got the negative numbers. Gosh, which example was that? Where we had those data points on the bird flu fever. That's kind of how I sort of get it from there, but it was interesting because when you tried to get the mean off of all of those deviations, then you ended up with 0, right?
Yes, yes.
Because it canceled everything out.
Standard deviation.
And then that's where you get the square root, like you were saying, Brianne. You would calculate it with the square root instead, and that would give you all positive numbers instead of negatives. So I'm kind of getting it a little bit. I apologize that I'm,
No.
not super clear on it, but yeah, that helps me. Helps a lot. Okay, so it's sample variance. Define sample variance. Who wants to take that one?
Sorry, number what?
Number
2.
Number 4.
I don't listen.
Number 4. Define sample variance.
Well, to calculate it, you just take the square root of your so you just square root the standard deviation. Is that right?
Yeah, the sample variance.
Yeah, it defined as the measure of the spread in a data. So you have.
Wait a minute, please.
Describes it, and then the sample measures it.
Right, and you. So my question on the sample variance on this one, and maybe you can help me understand, is that when you have your data, do you always square the sample variance?
I think so.
You think so? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I see it there, and I see it.
Yeah, I think that's part of the calculation. Like you always just square it.
Got it. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, and then percentile. That just Mariela, or sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, I was with my voice was calling me.
Okay, so we were just talking about sample variance being always squared from your deviation. You would take your spread and then you would always square that. So the next question is percentile definition.
Yeah, percentile. The percentiles are like a percentage, no? For any number you have, no, you give out the percentage that is called percentage. No? 30%, 40%.
Okay, and then quartiles, is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah. Quartiles, I don't know how it's pronounced. Quartiles, I was thinking. Quartiles is
just things that you divide into fourths, right?
Yeah, 25, 50, 75, and 100.
Okay. All right. Hey, Brianne, you want to take a 5-number summary?
Well, the definition that I found, it's compromised of the minimum, the first quartile, the second, the third, and the maximum. So that's just a line, and you have all the 5 different parts of it.
A block of data.
What?
Mhm. Okay.
Median,
All right.
quartile.
Okay. And then a box plot.
It's a graphical from the presentation of the 5 number summary.
That's right. Okay. Okay, so this is where I am not as prepared for the next part of the homework assignment. So the mean and distribution, and I can quickly do that right now, but if you guys want to just kind of talk about that.
I think I used the wrong data for that one because now that how you described to get to it, yeah, that's not the data I used. So I'll have to look at it again too.
Okay. All right. Do you want to take some time, pull it up, and we can do it together?
Yeah, I have it pulled up. We can do it.
Okay. All right.
I have it now, yes, also.
Okay, good. Then hey, this is a great thing to do together, right?
Yes.
Do you do each row individually or each? Oh, I don't know.
So it says here, find the mean standard deviation sample size for each of the companies A through E. Click on the link. Okay, so let me.
Now I have to prepare the histogram.
Like
yeah. So I'm pulling up the data right now. And mystery, so A through E. I can see the so I'm thinking we have to do it separately, right?
Yeah, like A is you have to do all that data and then B.
Yeah, so then we would just copy and paste that right into our quantitative.
¿Te lavas las manos?
Quantitative descriptive statistics. And so if I do that for company A, and I'm going to write this down while we're doing it. So SD and sample size.
I make a histogram for all the data. No, but I have negatives for company A, and when I see the, you couldn't see my Excel. There's a way that you could see what I did in on my spreadsheet.
I think there is a way. I think you have to. I was looking at the other groups' presentations, and they're able to share their screens.
Screen share. Yeah, I will share my screen. You see?
Okay, there we. Oh, it went away. It was there for a second. Do it again.
Yeah, you see?
Oh yeah.
So how do you factor the intervals? That's the question I have. I wrote that down because I was trying to understand, how do you know how many intervals you want to do, especially when there's so much data?
Well, I just select all the data. I haven't discriminated anything. I put all, because here said, make a histogram of the stock performance data for each of the company and paste your graphs here.
Yeah.
But as you see, I have negatives.
So I have that histogram I have a histogram, but I'm thinking there are how many data points in this one? 50.
40.
2,
40.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 42, right?
Yeah.
Data points in this one. But I think that there's 50 overall. And if we wanted to make intervals, then it would make our histogram. So right now, if we did what I did on the last one is I copied and I pasted it into a different sheet, and then I sorted it so it was lowest to highest. Do you know how to do that?
I see the answer key,
Mm-hmm.
and you have histograms, but counting from 0 to 10. I mean, these
Okay.
are the years, no?
So,
Or what it
okay.
means.
So if we do intervals of 10 then then my histogram sort of looks like this. Let me see if I can share with you my screen. Screen share. Okay, so then my histogram looks like this right here. Can you see that?
No.
Oh, you can't see my screen? So, okay. Sorry, I don't know how to share my screen, but let me see if I can.
Maybe you have to stop. Yeah, I stopped sharing my screen. Now you maybe could share your screen.
On the left-hand side, there should be like a screen share button. Do you see that?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, you know what? I just didn't push screen.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So there, can you see that? So all I did was copy and paste it into the quantitative descriptive status, but I still am not exactly sure. So the 0 points here to your negatives and then to your positives, and the mean would be here. Standard deviation 37. And then the sample size is 48, right? Because we have 48. But let me see, should we look to see if this is correct? I'm going to just write this down though. 21.
Carlitos. No, Carlitos.
7, 6. This is 48.
Carlitos, ¿qué pasa?
So let's go back to our answers, which is here. Okay, so company A, mean is 21.7, which is right. Standard deviation is 37.67. And then, oh, this one is saying our sample size is 41. Sorry, I have to go back here. I need to, so can you see how I took the data from here and I copied and I pasted it into a new area? And then let me, 3, 4, 5, and then I, data size, this is our sample size, right? And it says 41. Oh, shoot. Sorry. 38. Okay, so it is 41. So what I did was when I copied this into here, let me just delete that. Actually, let me copy it here. I'll delete this. Then I just took that and I sorted it. So that it was smallest to largest. And then that's how I ended up with it being in order by number and at 41. So that helps me see how much my sample, because it said we have to have the sample size. So that's 41. Does that make sense, you guys? Sorry.
Yeah, I was doing the same as you, using that spreadsheet you use.
Okay.
And yeah, I got the same.
Okay.
I got the same percentiles, and what you told us not here, you have negative, because we have negative information, negative data, no?
Right.
Less 38, less 15.
Hmm.
But I got from 0 to 20, as you. I think you got that, no? From 0 to 20.
Let's
Here,
see. Yes.
no?
Oh, wait. 0 to, wait, let me see what you're talking about. Show
The
me
height for the histogram.
the height for the
Okay.
histogram. So the height for the histogram, let me go back and look at mine. I have 10, 12, but what is your intervals? The number of bins.
42?
So yours is, yeah, what is that? How many do you have in there?
Yeah, it moves.
Yeah,
The
move. So
intervals?
that's the part that I am trying to figure out is how do we determine the number of intervals that we need for our histogram? Because that changes, right?
Ah, okay. Because we have blanks in some years, we don't have data. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
it's actually 41 sample size. The sample size is 41.
31. But we have how many years? We have
50.
50,
There's 50
50
years. Yeah.
or 49 I have. All right.
Oh, okay.
I have
Oh,
49.
yeah, you're right. 49. You're
Yeah,
right.
I think that percentage could be 49 then. Number of things, no? Intervals.
I thought that the intervals were supposed to be the spacing of, so if we determine the equal number of intervals in, well, how many, let's look at Mariela, how many years, from what year to what year is the data? It's from 2000. You know what? It's all over the place. So it's from
We have 63.
1963 to 2011.
Yes, and there we have 49 years. I think that that's the things we have to consider, no?
So 49 years, but an interval doesn't have to be every single year. It can be, you know, maybe every, so 49, so 49 is equally divided by 7, right? So we
Mhm.
can see every 7 years. So if we did intervals at 7, then we know that it would be equal. So then our histogram would look a little different.
Mm, let's see. So what do you mean? We need to have another consideration to know what are the beans, how many beans we are going to use.
If we divided it by, yeah, see, that's where I'm kind of like, I think we should ask a little bit more question because that's where I'm not really sure. Is that when we get the data set, how do we determine how we want? Maybe it's just our opinion. If we want to look at the data's set for, if we say 49, we're saying, I mean, if we're saying we want to look at the intervals for every 7 years, we're going to have 7 columns in our histogram, and each column is going to encompass 7 years, right? And in the 7 years, does it tell us at the data set? Um, Actually, no. It's gonna really just take the data for that span, so it'll divide it by 7, right? It'll look at how many were in the negative or 0 to negative 50 and how many were in the 0, or excuse me, 0 to 20, negative 25, 0 to negative 50, and then the positive side of it as well. Maybe we should just do the way you have it, and
I'm
just
just
go with,
moving. I'm just moving the number of beans just to know how the graphics change.
mhm. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it looks like in our answer sheet, they use the same number of intervals for each company, and they may have used as much as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just go with what you had earlier, the 49, 'cause I think it takes it nice and for every year, but I think we have to be consistent. Then the histogram will look the same. What do you think, Brianne? Oh, sorry, can't hear you.
What were you guys? So while you guys were talking about that, I was just looking up the data. I didn't find that quantitative descriptive statistics, so I was just doing it all on my own. Find it, but then so now I have it, and so I was plugging it all in and stuff. But so what were you guys really asking?
The intervals. I think if we just take each of our intervals, then we would probably get the same shape of the bell. So right now we know we have 49 years that we're looking at. So if we kept our number of bins at 49, then we would have the same looking histogram.
I think that would be what it is, because I was comparing those our graphs to the answer key, and this is just really
yeah, it's
I don't got it.
Yeah.
Because I put it 49, no?
I think we should go ahead, Mariela.
Spread their graphs out to make them a lot smaller so that they, like, I don't know, because in that graph that Mariela is just making now, it looks more like it, but just bigger.
Yeah, and I think what we're really trying to do with the histogram, sorry, Mariela, it's really hard to hear because of the background noise.
Yeah, sorry, because it's my boy that is making noise there. I will move my laptop here. Just give me a minute.
Okay, sorry.
Carlitos, no hagas tanta bulla. He's playing on the.
Oh.
They have vacation this week. Yes, this week.
I remember what it was like when my kids were young, that they would do the same.
Yeah, I was reading. Yeah, as you say, no, it is divided in 7 intervals, no?
Yeah, but I like the way this one looks, because what we're trying to do is just at least see the shape, right, of the histogram. And this at least kind of gives us a good shape. So
yeah, to fit with the we have.
Yeah, it's not too far off from what
the answer key.
Yeah, the answer key. So I'm good with this, and maybe we can circle back with the TA and find out exactly how do you determine intervals. I believe it may be subject to what we want to see, but I'm not really sure. I think we'll have to.
Yeah, because here in the example in the book from the wiki book we have, no?
Yes.
I read the examples from visualizing quantitative data histograms. Yeah, we got data from, for example, 15,000 to 42. Yeah, they say the data could be from 0 to 35,000, no? And they divide that intervals. But here, I think will be years, no?
Yeah, the only question I had is how did they come up with that number of intervals? That's what I was, but that's something, and that's what we're taking this class, right? So we can
Yep.
figure things out.
We can all research that this week and get back to each other.
Yeah, I think that would
That's
be
where
a
it's
good
all.
idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, all right. So, so do we want to, now that we know how to get the information we need? So that's company A, and
Mhm.
then company B. So why don't we divide and conquer on this? Because we know we have quite a few companies. So do you want to do company B, Brienne, and Mariella, company C, and I'll do company E, and then we'll get the means as standard deviation and the sample size. How about
Okay.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. Me, letter C. Yes.
Yes, and I'm doing D, and we'll
Yeah.
just do it quickly.
Wait, which
Okay.
one am I doing again then? B or?
You're doing B, yes.
Okay.
Phew.
Let's see.
Oh,
You.
thank you.
All right. When you guys are ready.
Yeah. But I don't know why. But my mean is different from the answer key.
Okay, let me look at mine too, 'cause I didn't look at the answer key yet. Um, where are you, answer key? Okay. Company D, 49. So where is your two?
I have 41 information.
Did you clear, because yours is D, right? Did you clear the others?
Yeah, I cleared the below.
Yes. And it's still
Mhm.
different.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me let's see. So yours well, let's go through Brienne's first. Brienne, do you have yours?
Yes.
Yeah, I got the same in now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So
Green shirt.
Yeah, I got the same answer, yes.
okay. So
Okay. This was my data.
mhm.
So the mean and then the standard deviation. And then, yeah, I don't know intervals and stuff to make my graph look better.
Yeah. Well, we just kept ours at 49. We're just like, okay.
I don't know, but they match the thing, so I'm going with it.
Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, yeah, you've got it. And then your sample size is how big?
Oh, I never figured that out. It's 25.
25. Okay, awesome.
Mine is 47.
Okay, stop.
27, sorry.
27.
27.
All right. And then do you want to share yours on the screen so we can
Yeah,
see?
yeah, yeah. Sorry. Here I go. You see?
Yes. Okay, that sounds good. And I went ahead and did calculations for D and E. The one that I have on the screen, I'll go ahead and share right now, is actually where's my screen sharing? The one that I have on the screen is actually for E, right there with the mean. Standard deviation 21, and then the sample size for that is 32, and then the one for D is I have it here. Sorry, I had it. This one was kind of easy because the sample size was everything, was 49.
Yeah.
So this one is right there. So the mean is 0.7606, and the standard deviation is there as well. So this is a cool spreadsheet.
Yes.
I really like it.
Yeah.
And then I think we saw each other's histograms, so we can say that we did that fine.
Yes. I think that now we can say yes.
Yes. And we did number 8, so we showed each other our work.
Yeah.
So if you were saving for retirement, which of these 5 companies would be the most attractive investment? Oh boy.
Yeah, look at here.
Definitely not D. Wait, what was yours, Brienne, on your standard deviation?
My standard deviation was 49.
49.
Mine was 79.
79.
Oh.
And your mean?
But letter A was 37.
37 was your mean?
Letter A.
Oh, letter.
My mean was 41.
41.
I was thinking you were asking standard deviation.
So, and see, you have a higher mean, but you have a bigger standard deviation, so it varies.
Yeah,
you have a smaller deviation on B, but a smaller mean, so.
And I have few data. I have just 27.
Yeah. So it sounds like C would be the better company to invest in.
Yeah, because it has the highest, and it's not a big. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But the standard deviation is big. That is not dangerous.
Which standard deviation?
Yeah, because letter C. Yeah, the mean is high, as you say, 41. But the standard deviation is 79.
Yeah, so you have more spread out data, so it's like win some, you lose some.
Right. That's why they say to keep your investments in there and don't take them out all the time, right? Just let it grow. Okay. All right. Well, I think, did we complete everything in our
I think on the individual, but then we have that quiz to do real quick.
Right, let's do that. So, and then number 10 on the we'll let everybody do that last one, the create table to compute the standard deviation by hand, and then we can turn that in because I have that, but it's on it's on my scratch paper, so I just have to translate it into there.
Okay, so now we want to solve the quiz, yes?
Let's go to the quiz. Okay.
Group meeting quiz here. Two attempts.
Is there a quiz? Oh yeah,
Yes.
there is. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already on it. It just looks like we have to plug the data in again and find the stuff.
Okay.
There's a lot.
And I know you gotta go to work, right?
And I have about 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'll be cutting it, but we can do it. I want to get this done.
Right.
Okay. How many questions are?
16.
16.
Oh,
My
that's
gosh.
a lot. Yeah, I'm looking at that. Okay. I actively participate in this group meeting. Everybody can say yes. I'm saying false for the first one because I didn't finish the whole, but that's on me. And then while you're required to work together on this quiz, each member of the group must submit his own. Okay, we know that. So are you able to get that strong data file or wrong site, wrong page of data file up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pulling it up right now.
I'm opening. Yeah, wrong site, wrong page.
So remember to round to 3 decimals.
All right, so find the mean amount hospitals had to pay in wrong site lawsuit. So we just plug in the wrong site column. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Okay. Find the mean. Where? Sorry, mine's still opening too. I don't know what's wrong with my internet. Maybe because I'm broadcasting. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me look at this. No. Ooh, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is. I plugged it in, and for the mean, I mean, you can work it out and see if you get the same thing, but I got 80,041.
80,000?
Yep. 80,041. It says round to the third
Yeah, 80,000.
decimal,
The mean.
so you're gonna have to go 0.243.
This is
So,
round to answer to the nearest whole dollar.
oh, does it say on this one?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you're right. 80,041.
Without round or round your number? Yeah. Without, yeah, rounding is 80,041, yes.
Yes. Okay, and then so in that.
And the median. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. And the median, it says on there, it's 68,552.
The median, what is?
68,552.
Yep, you see that too. Okay. Standard deviation.
Please give me 1 minute because I'm pasting to the. Yeah, it's the mean. And the median. The median you say is 68.
Yeah.
552, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Find the standard deviation amount paid in the wrong.
Ya un ratito, ya voy.
Those all the same data, and that would be 71.
Ya voy. Carlitos, anda por allá, cierra la puerta.
Yeah, 71,403.
Oh yeah, well, we round up. 0.8 rounds up to 4.
Oh, 404. Okay.
Standard deviation is, yeah, to 4, no?
Yep, 71,404.
Yeah,
I wish I had 2 monitors. This would make it a lot easier.
Oh, I know. Me too. Apps pulled up. I don't even know what to look at half the time, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But for having the monitor during our group meeting, we have to tell them before, yes?
What was
Make
that?
to have a monitor here in the group.
Oh yeah, that would make it a lot better. I'm gonna get a better setup in here. So the next question, information. So we have the information for the next 5 questions. So this one we have to do by hand. So data represented for survival times a month. So that's 5, 19, 1, and 3.
So the mean would be 7, right? Am I
Right. So we just
28 divided by 4, 7.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The median would be.
Wait a minute, please.
Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4. So the median will be 3 plus 5 divided by 2, right?
Yeah, so 4.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute. I'm putting the data in my spreadsheet.
Questions.
Guys, 5, 19, 1, 3. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Mean 7.
Yeah.
So
Standard
7 is our mean, right? So deviations from the mean would be 5.
Median survival 4.
Yes. So
So 8 would be 12.
12 is what I have
Okay.
because the standard deviation, right?
Yeah, you subtract the mean from that, so 19 minus 7.
Yeah, and then we want to go squared. Excuse me.
So 1 minus 7 would be negative 6 squared, so 36.
Sorry, I got lost.
Okay.
You're on number 7, yes?
We are number
8.
Well, we
number 8. Yeah, number 8 is
you're doing columns.
Yeah.
1, 2.
8 would be 12. So then.
Yeah.
8 will be 12
because your mean, we calculated the mean on question 6 as
you rest, no? From number 8, from 19. The mean less 19.
19 minus the mean.
19 minus the mean, which is 7, is 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then for number 9.
Number 9.
1 minus 7, negative 6. And then you square that.
Yes, negative 6. Yes.
Right. So
yeah.
So standard deviation of the survival time, give your answer, run it to the nearest 10th.
The standard deviation?
Of the survival time.
Well, you square root the column 3. Well, I plugged it into the statistics just to see also, check, triple check us on all these. And the standard deviation says 8.164. Yeah.
Yeah, but it says nearest 10.
Yep. So 8.2.
Mm-hmm.
8.2. 1.6.
164.
1.2 or 8.2.
Yep.
Yes.
So now for the next 3 questions, we use the
Wrong.
patient information.
When you say nearest 10 is the first decimal after the point, no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
The first number and the 5-number summary. So now we're using the wrong patient.
What is the 5 number? We're in the 11. Yes. What is the first number in the 5-number summary for the wrong patient? Let's see.
Alrighty, so the first number. Okay, so that would be the minimum. So it'd be 0. Correct?
177. Yeah.
What is the number in the 5? Okay. Is the minimum, yes?
Yes.
But it says the minimum says 1.
Mine says
Mine 0 because we're taking the patient numbers.
Sorry?
So we're going back to the same wrong site, wrong patient, and we're taking patient numbers, and the 0 is the first number. Is the lowest number.
But well,
differently.
No. Here I have data. You are looking the histogram or the table?
The numbers, the table.
The table says for me 1. Sorry.
Off the data points that you have.
I have 5.
So
I will show yeah.
Well, let's look at the second number because I see 0 as well. And then the second number from what I see, because we're putting it in order, right, is 325. Is that what you guys have?
Well, I put it in no, because I put it in the Excel, the quantitative descriptive statistics, and Q1 ends up being 3,900.
Okay, let me look at mine.
And that's
okay. I'm sorry, you're right. Q1 is wait, my Q1 is Q1.
No, Q1 is
you're right, 3,900. So my minimum is 0.
Yep.
Q1 is 3,900. Is that what you see, Mariela?
My Q1 is 2.5. I don't know why.
Okay. Are you using the data from the patient thing?
I'm using the first data I got.
Oh no, you have to go to the next one. So if you go back to the spreadsheet, the wrong site, wrong patient. This time you go to the second column, the wrong patient information. You copy that one into.
I have to change 19 by 12.
Let me share my screen. Let me see if I got it right. You can tell me. You guys can tell me if I got it right or not. Okay.
Okay.
So right here, so we're taking this information now, the wrong patient data.
Okay.
And then copy and paste that into here.
There. Yes.
Yeah. So paste that into here. And then you will see that your minimum is 0 and your Q1 is 3,900. Do you see that?
Yes, I'm looking that. I'm copying the data now.
Okay.
Because I was on the other. So here the miss. Okay. Yeah, the Q1 it's 3,900.
Yes, yes. And the fourth number in the 5-number summary for the wrong patient had a lawsuit.
It would be 50,145.
Mhm.
And then it says round to the nearest cent. So would we put 0.50 or?
To the nearest cent. So would be 46.
46. But
50.
cent.
But cent, not the dollar. So.
Oh no, you're 50. Yeah, you're right. 50.
Okay.
So sorry. So 5145.50.
Yep. All right, and then for the next 3 questions, you use the box plot. So, what is the third quartile? So the third would be the median, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be 100 about, you guys think? Or
Time in seconds.
because so the bottom line is the
Right.
minimum, and then you go quartile 1, so the middle would be like, so maybe 100, 105.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll let you share now so you can point on your thing. I think you're about right because it's up just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Let me find it again. Okay.
Yeah, it's me. Okay.
Yeah, so it's right there,
Mm-hmm.
which I would say 105 or something.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And then what is the longest observed time? That's the top. So maybe a little bit over 700. 705 again.
705. 705 sounds good.
Okay. And then based on the box plot, the mean, yeah, I didn't know about this one. Because I first thought it would be the middle number, but then that's the median. So I'm not sure if you can determine the mean on a box plot.
Yeah, because we don't have. See this.
Because you need all the numbers in the data, right?
Right, you do. It should be able to divide it.
So
yeah, I don't think we can determine it. Okay, because we don't have a data set, so we can't really do it. So we'll just do not determine. Are you good with that, Mariela? This cannot be determined.
Yeah, I got that the third quartile is going to be. I don't have clear what is the data there. Because you have like 2 numbers, no? 100 and 200, no?
Right. So it says, because the box plot is, their tools to help us understand the data. So it's like a histogram, right? So to speak, or it's like it just helps us understand it. The 5-number data set contains a minimum value. So it doesn't really have everything. So we can't really find the median because we don't have all of the data.
I looked up if you can find it on a box plot, and there's videos showing you how to determine the mean when only given the box, but I don't know
Really?
Yeah, because
So is it?
Let's see.
Then how do you determine the mean if you only have the data points? Are we saying those are the data points?
Stop talking. It's like a video and it was like an ad. Let's start playing again, I swear. There you go. Okay. So the mean, so would it be the average of the three numbers we used? Would that give us a 105 plus 705 plus? No.
If it, yeah, because you still have to know how to divide that, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm like looking into this is going like to the next level that he doesn't expect us to know, or if.
Well, in the data, in the lesson, the graphic, it says a box plot is a graphical representation of the 5-number summary.
Well, in the video I just read, it said to add up all the points and divide by 5, but I don't know because that's just like the different points. You don't need to know all the data to figure it out, but I'm not sure if that's actually true.
Well, it says to add up all the points, so you've got to go through and say
Plus
105 plus, because your points are really at 0 to 100 to 200, right? So if you add all of that up, it's going to give you.
Well, when I did it, it gave me like 211 as an answer, so that's not really close to any of them.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a chance and say this cannot be determined, at least with the information we have now.
All right, I'm submitting it. I have to go to work.
Yeah, I'm going to submit mine too. I already know I've got the.
Okay, so we missed one, and it was the 105.
It is 105 on that?
Well, no. The answer, question 14. What is the third quartile?
The third quartile for 14 is 175.
Would it be that one?
Oh, well, we said 105 because we were just estimating.
Because we thought it would be that middle line.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah.
I'm not sure. We can't. I think you can take it twice and like get it right the second time.
Guess it again.
Yeah, but I'll have to do that later. So because I have to dip out.
All right. Well, hey, you take it easy. Nice meeting you. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop the broadcast. Okay.
No, talk to you guys later.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.